Okay, I know this movie has last in the title, but have you seen the amount of money this movie's making? It's not the last one. Let's talk about The Conjuring Last Rites. Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here. Welcome to my review for The Conjuring Last Rites. This is the 4th Conjuring movie, and I think the 10th or 11th movie in the actual overall Conjuring franchise. Me, myself, I'm actually not that big into the Conjuring movies, because I've never seen any of them until this. I've seen The Nun and the Nun 2. But I haven't seen any of the other ones, because frankly, the supernatural horror doesn't really work. It just doesn't really do it for me like a slasher or a psychological thriller does for me. But I was interested nonetheless to see what this final entry was going to have to offer. I like Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga in this role as Ed and Lorraine Warren. This is based on their final case, supposedly the one that made them quit, and I completely understand why, because oh my gosh, they go through some crazy shit in this movie. So yeah, this will be a spoiler review. If you guys haven't seen the film, definitely go check it out if you are looking forward to the movie and you don't want to get spoiled for it. And let's get right into it here. So in this movie, we have this family being haunted by this demon in their house. It turns out that these are the spirits of a guy that killed his wife and her mother in the attic. And, yeah, it turns out that the demon is kind of using their spirits as sort of a facade to lure the Warrens into this case because they want their daughter. We see in the opening of the movie that Judy is actually a stillborn, and then after some prayers, she recovers and starts crying for them. But yeah, the demon sensed her when Ed and Lorraine were on their first case. This is their first demon that they're having to confront in the end of this movie. And they realize, like, it's all about Judy. Like, it wants Judy. And they possess Judy near the end. There's some very creepy imagery with her that she tries to hang herself. She is, trying to kill Ed and Lorraine. Ed himself isn't in the best shape. His doctor tells him, like, you need to quit this shit or you're going to have a heart attack. You cannot have another heart attack. And he has a bit of issues in this movie. Once he gets scared, he has to take some pills. I was actually concerned for the guy, to be honest. Even though I don't really know what are Ed and Lorraine Warren up to right now? Are they even alive? I don't even know that much. I know, didn't someone buy their house? I feel like someone that I know that I'm familiar with bought their house. I can't name who it is. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. But that's interesting. Why the fuck would you want to own a house full of all those fucking crazy objects? I really love Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga here. I just really find them very charming, even as someone that's very new to the Conjuring franchise. I've seen clips of them in the past movies, and I just see the chemistry between them on screen, and in interviews as well. They're just really great together. They work well as this duo. What else do we have going on in this movie? We have Judy's fiance. He proposes to her after knowing her for 6 months, and he actually gives a backstory to that. He was on a call, and someone pointed a shotgun in his face, and they pulled the trigger, but something jammed on it. But he figured, well, if there is a world where I'm not here to marry your daughter or have kids, I'm just gonna quit, and he bought the ring right after that. So I thought that was a pretty nice sentiment. The movie really tries to get you to care about that bond, which, honestly, I was just more concerned with what was going to happen with the family. The dog gets hurt in this movie towards the end. Judy, who is possessed, picks it up and shoves it up against, like, glass or, like, the wall or something, and I was fucking shook. That was the one moment in this movie where I was like, no! No! Do not kill the dog. Thankfully, he does survive. It's not a fatal wound or anything, because if it was, I was actually going to drop this. I was going to drop the score that I'm going to give this movie. That's how much I love dogs. I don't want to see him get hurt. I did find the movie to be very, kind of slow-paced. For the first half of the movie, you do get a bit of good scares here and there, like the demon holding up the doll that's going, "Mommy, Mommy." You get the daughter of this family, one of the daughters. they take this mirror that has the demon in it outside, and the guys like throw it away in a trash can. And then the next morning, she starts coughing up blood and pieces of glass. That was pretty gnarly. There is some pretty gnarly imagery in this movie, not gonna lie. There is, towards the end of the movie, you have this battle where they're trying to destroy the mirror, and it's got the boyfriend pinned, and it's kind of cutting into his leg. It's like on his neck, trying to choke him and break his neck. And Judy is kind of forced to confront her visions, her ability that Lorraine passed down to her, where she can kind of sense things, like she senses Annabelle. I really did think that was a cool idea, though, to have the daughter be, kind of cursed at the same time, but also blessed with this gift of, she's trying to use it to help, but it's also a curse because she's just tormented by these horrible images of, like, Annabelle. We even get a giant Annabelle in this movie, where it starts off with this doll just sitting there, and then it kind of sprouts up and starts growing and growing, and before you know it, you have a big Annabelle head. Wish we could have seen that a bit more, but I guess that would have been pricey on the CGI. From what I did see, it looked pretty good in this movie. Nothing out of place in terms of that stuff. I am just more of a practical horror fan. That's another reason why supernatural horror doesn't quite do it for me, because a lot of it is just CGI, spirits, demons popping out and stuff like that. But for what it's worth, I think it is a decent film. It's a nice way to close off the story. The Warrens are okay. They get the demon out of Judy. They resolve all of that. She gets married. So it was a nice ending for the Warrens. I think it is a decent ending to the franchise that I definitely do want to watch now, because the movie did enough for me to say, okay, it's time for me to stop putting this off. Let me actually watch the franchise. And maybe once I do watch the franchise, I'll do a ranking eventually, but that'll probably be a while, because I have a lot of movies to watch. But nonetheless, I'm giving The Conjuring Last Rites a 6 out of 10, mainly because it does take a while to kind of get going, especially like the last 25 minutes is where we really get into the Warrens actually investigating what's going on here, what is the reasoning behind this demon being here. The last 30 minutes really is where you get your Warrens, you get your bang for your buck. You get the Warrens investigating this, you get them going in the attic, seeing creepy shit, their daughter gets possessed, and everything gets resolved in the end after, some jump scares and some, lighthearted callbacks to when she was a child and she was being comforted when she was first having her powers by Lorraine. Lorraine was kind of like, shut it out, don't pay too much attention to it. And then in the end, she's like, you need to let it out. You can't shut it away forever. So that was a nice bit of a message there as well, kind of not running away from things that scare you. So yeah, it's got a bit of everything. I thought it was a decent send-off, so yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this review for The Conjuring Last Rites. What's your favorite film in the Conjuring franchise? Tell me down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one. Take care. Goodbye.